Hello there.
What's up guys? Today's video will be a little bit different from what I usually do because today I want to talk to you guys about Mr. Beast's $300,000 influencer trivia tournament. Now right before we get started I want to explain what the tournament is. So basically a bunch of YouTubers competed in this trivia tournament and the winner gets $300,000 to give to their subscribers. And yeah, a lot of big YouTubers were in it, like KSI, Laserbeam, Matt Stoney, Ninja, who actually wasn't in it but was supposed to be in it, and a lot more other people. So each YouTuber went up against each other in a 1v1, and the first person to answer 2 questions right wins. Overall, it was a good live stream and not a terrible video, but some things did happen which I'll get into in just a second. Now I did just say it was a 1v1. Right? Well, Mr. Beast added Stephanie from Game Theory to help her husband, MatPat, and then there were a few other teams of 2s. The D'Amelio sisters were a team of 2, and then Yes Theory was also a team of 2. Now today, I didn't come here to tell you how great of a competition it was. I came here to tell you about how one team cheated. So if you didn't watch it already or don't know, the D'Amelio sisters won. And if you don't know who the D'Amelio sisters are, they're TikTok people and they are very, very famous on it. And see, the D'Amelios won, but they won by cheating. So first of all, every person that competed was supposed to be alone in a room by themselves with a camera, but the D'Amelios did some stuff differently that gave them advantages. See, it was only supposed to be the 2 sisters, but instead it was the sisters and then their parents. So let me just get into the video and tell you why and how they cheated. So the first thing they did to cheat, and this one isn't technically cheating, but I mean most people say that they cheated because of this. And that's, well, what I mentioned earlier, that they had 4 people on their team when there was only supposed to be 2. Mr. Beast did not know the parents were going to be there. Mr. Beast had invited the 2 sisters, and I guess the sisters must have invited their whole family to come join in. Also, before I keep going, this is a good time to apologize about how bad this audio is. If you think my audio is bad, leave a like. And if you think my audio is good, leave a like too. It's greatly appreciated. But anyway, yeah, Mr. Beast did not know the parents were going to be in. And let me tell you something, it was very clear that they were working together. It wasn't like the parents were just there on the couch with them just to be there for, like, I don't know, emotional support. It was clear that the parents were competing. Now, I'll say this, I'll get into these reasons a little bit later in the video, but the parents did most of the cheating. Now, like I said earlier, this isn't technically cheating because there are no rules. Like, Mr. Beast never said that you have to have only 2 people on your team, but it was clear from the very first round that they were going to make it far because they had 4 people. In the comments of Mr. Beast's video, a lot of people are saying that this is why they cheated, because they had 4 people. And I somewhat agree that they did cheat by adding 2 people in, but they did some other stuff that was definitely cheating and no one really seems to care about. But let's move on to reason number 2 on why they cheated. Reason number 2 that they cheated is that they had a cameraman. And you might be saying, well, how do you know they had a cameraman? Well, the camera moves and zooms in at certain points during the live stream. And the cameraman is also the one muting their mic for them because you never see them touch that mic or click a button or anything. They are the only group or team or person in this entire video that is sitting on a couch with no keyboard in sight. So there's no possible way they were moving the camera and they were muting their own mic. It's just not possible. And then, this doesn't really have to do with the cameraman, but it could. At certain points in the live stream, you can see that they're looking back towards the cameraman and in the distance. You can definitely see all of them, every single one of them, look back in the distance and they're all looking at something. My guess is someone is probably back there Googling every question real quick and trying to mouth out the answers to them, or write it on a whiteboard themselves and try to show it to them. Because they're all looking at something, and then once they look, they kind of talk and write stuff on the board. And this wasn't just like a one-time thing. They did this in every single round, from the very beginning to the very end. They were all, or at least one of them, was looking back in the distance clearly at something, squinting, trying to see what it is. Now, for this third reason, there's not as much proof as the second reason, and that is apparently the parents and Charlie D'Amelio, not Dixie D'Amelio, the one holding the whiteboard, but the other three people were using Siri on their phones, apparently. Now, I've watched over like 20, 30 videos about this whole thing, and in a lot of those videos, they were saying that you could see the parents using Siri. Now, here's the proof for this. Now, obviously, there's no clips or footage of any of this stuff because I'm scared to get copyrighted, and I'm kind of too lazy to go back through 3 hours of footage and try to find it. But at certain points in the video, you can see the dad kind of just talking almost to himself. Like, he's clearly not talking to them. He's kind of just saying things out loud maybe, but he's holding his phone. And for you guys who aren't Apple users, you activate Siri by holding down the power button on your phone and then she'll pop up. And he's clearly holding down that power button, or at least he has his finger on it. And then once he's doing that, he's clearly saying stuff. Now, people were saying the mom and Charlie D'Amelio were doing this, but as far as I see and know, I'm pretty sure it was only the dad that did this. I feel like I gotta mention somewhere in this video that they were the only people, person, team, whatever, to have their phones. I didn't see anyone on their phones, have their phone in the background, nothing. But all of them had their phones in their hand. Maybe they weren't using it. Well, one of them was, but they all had their phone. Now, those were the three big reasons on why I think they cheated. There's a few more that I'll get into real quick, but I feel like we need to go back to that second one because they're clearly all looking at something in the background the entire video during the entire live stream, and I think it might be helping them win. Now, some other little reasons on why they might have been cheating. The first little reason on why they were cheating is there was a timer, and when the timer went off, you were supposed to give your answers. Now, the whole timer was kind of screwed up during the entire live stream, but I can't even tell you how many times their opponent was ready to flip their board and show their answer, and they kind of just kept writing. They basically just gave themselves extra time, and no one was really going to tell them no. I feel like Mr. Beast could have been a little bit more strict on the rules as far as when we ask for the answer, please give us the answer, because they sure took their time with the answers. Also, I might be crazy and I'm too lazy to go back and look at it, but I'm pretty sure they get an answer wrong against the MatPat series, and MatPat got it right, and MatPat should have won and advanced to the next round, but they erased their board. Basically, MatPat realized that he was wrong eventually on the question. So basically, MatPat just made a face like he'd lost, and as soon as he made that face without even reading the full answer on the D'Amelio's board, they erased it very quickly, and I'm pretty sure they actually got it wrong, and Mr. Beast should have won that round even with them cheating. Also, I feel like this is a good time to just apologize about how sloppy this video is going to be. I apologize for that. This is a video I just kind of wanted to make super quickly because it's relevant now, and you guys probably won't even care about this in a few weeks. And the last little reason on probably why they were cheating is that in the final round, the parents and Charlie D'Amelio disappear. And it's just Dixie D'Amelio answering all the questions. And as we can see, as soon as she wins, her whole family comes from behind the camera and like tackles her and gives her a hug. So, I mean, at this point, they were probably just helping her behind the camera. But I will say with this one, I didn't see her really look behind the camera as much as she did, or they did, in the earlier rounds. And you might be thinking, oh, well, if there's all this proof that they cheated and there's hundreds of videos about why they cheated, why haven't they been punished, or a new winner has been declared? Well, Mr. Beast commented down on his own live stream saying that people weren't cheating and this was all just for fun and blah blah blah. He's just making up crap. As a lot of people were saying, you could tell Mr. Beast wasn't very thrilled that they won because they were probably cheating. And then they added 2 people because why not? And they didn't even tell Mr. Beast about that. Now, I will give them credit for being not dumb in that last round, because I don't really know the YouTuber that made it to the finals against them, But he's how do I say this? He's an idiot. They didn't even need to cheat that last round because that guy practically gave them the victory. And then to just make the whole thing kind of worse, the D'Amelio sisters were supposed to get the money because they were the actual competitors, and instead they said at the end of the live stream that it was going to go to their family channel. So a channel that wasn't even supposed to be in the tournament won. I don't think we realize that enough. A channel that was not supposed to be in this tournament somehow won by cheating. Also, this next thing I'm about to say isn't a complaint at all. I kind of just feel bad for the competitors and that everyone just talked about Dream the entire time. Like, I feel like half the people were just talking about Dream, and then the people who don't even know who Dream is were kind of just standing there awkwardly. Like, especially that one cooking lady, I don't really know her name. I kind of feel really bad for her because everyone that she competed against, all they did was just talk about Dream, and she didn't know who Dream was, clearly. Anyway, this is basically the end of the video here, and thank you for watching the most cringiest and dumbest video and the most cringiest and dumbest YouTuber you'll ever find. Also, if you're watching this far into the video, which you probably aren't, and there's probably like 5 of you right now, I do plan on live streaming very, 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 very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, do not rub pickle juice on your cuts. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day.